Hit FM Neo.
Brand new.
The car no banner.
Brand new.
The car no banner.
Brand new.
The car no banner.
Brand new.
Ready. The car no banner.
Brand new.
The car no banner.
Brand new.
The car no banner.
Brand new.
Brand. The car no banner.
Brand new.
Bread ye wachina kunyao. Inshiraka neat etiefu nyina. Ozioma ADAKABRI oribo baby.
The car no banner.
Yesi okwai tware suo. Ene suo tware okwai. Panyin ni hwan ya. Yebo okwai betu asuo. Ozioma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO. Wachina kunya baby.
Ya mama home na ya mama tenase ensoso ye free neat 100.9 FM so ene se ye ba mo na so yi na ne ye fiada na ene fie opepa obosume na ye wo mu ne da etoso eye aduonu e baako afi empinu aduonu emienu ye free neat 100.9 FM and some ko twiko breman me manti o man nti ene ti aba betena se enefie ye fra me ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma na me na matena se a me manti dwumadi mi di ho akye ame amansa akye ame staff sergeant kwabramafo eye co character on this show ana eye panyini kojoda miado ana production no esini na aso yo pass ma Jerry osai agiman boni chidom afi technical production no so abra frema bankro ana nana ya osafo na ekwefriye so tato so ehwe enoma ebeko social media handles ahodo Neat 100.9 FM on Facebook Live, Despite Media on YouTube. Na yetime a stream and normal ewo ho. Ubetimi a WhatsApp here on issues I want so be pese obe touch on 050 600 0909 050 600 0909 afeyemfa asida so emfa ema engineering group yi na engineers ni hase ya nye ne senka make sama atimini I achuagbo yadana se worker yadana se otiakwa na jare yadana se o na buaje onso yadana se na the usual man adasankroma ni asanemra ne se sempro na fe facilities if we ahwe atoto bibia so big solo dada yaw na gofre so de yesanem na ne say ubrana na fe DJ Bosco Mapuna na Mills onso yasanem na ne say tai awa se bibia edana kwam ekoso ena de dwumadie ni nyina kwa akosi explosion akoso our western region se udru western region the Ghana kwen yawo corridor roads nti yawo central corridor road wodi efri hefa enkraha ana watwam ewo apedwan kwanta na watwam ewo asama tamfoi na obabi human gada yetimi agina sama tamfoi ne achia no na fesu yasan achia nana sefa tema west MPP chairman asama tamfoi no aho na yasan achia Rita awo nene maame ye supermarket ewo Sakumono Rita ye chiaw ewa samatamfo ye sane samatamfo no a na je se anyinam ne achia Lieutenant General JB Dankwa me papa preko pe antifresh a woso ne achia Jofel afa ye twam anyinam ayimani me nchia nipa bi na me de akwa koduru enkoko bypass maba we ye ton pan nua na machia wo mo ekuro no de manfam enti kuro no mu mpanimfo mi ntimi nchia wo mo na fe ye de atotomu a ni akosi kononwo idiri kononwo a ede eye utwa mu commercial GCB ya na o left one mo abu nse mamdu fie na de bi oba tenten ogina ho a wo ton mo mamdu fie machia wo kononwo na fe mede akoduru eye besiase wanyene kase na champo akosi atoso miensa na wada roma mahunu se tuntum enti meba na besiase enche bia meka ache mu yesi adwoso besiase na fe no miwura nkasa ogu akuro achia ne dwoso na metimi akase machia eye wate George Kranti wa de afia betwebu asamata mfo no George machia wo asamata mfo basa be chia George bi kume enti na midru eye kumasi ahinkuro no mu ha na makwai mentoma na mede enchia sronko akoma eye asase wura otokohene otumfo sa tu a otoso mienu akacho se na nkwaso obi nya sa bia nkope na natwa akoma to yam na wo aman hene tawachi wo dom tawachi itwa akoma to yam akache achia achiame hene na nsu asupoku ajiman se na nakachire otumfo se wotwa akoma to yam na aye wampam de ma oma wampam anyije no wampamu no mo oma anyije no na aja mpanifo de omkache ya se ya ne ye nkyirase bebre eso na wabusa ho se ye wo aye wamfie no ene dien ekuro wamfie wo ho yasa wamnafo na nese oka doma central na ye kase pamu na je se wahunu se doma central no otherwise ne mpamu na saasase ne da enti pamu na che se wahunu se historians na hyase wamnafo don nsuo no wamnafo wamfie pamu den no de akoye doma na ja osagefo adwubrewo ifri se o kai de ko wofa agefo agema abedu kumasi o eye wa wunua ba na ehima eye wahima wo doma na ehima na efrima onu ane sai wahima esa wo boma onu no di odi akonwa mienu wo ye doma ahima na osaye boma ahima uko boma wahima ni ho ifri se doma ahima no ane san ba ibidu wahima wo boma Mama Evelyn, me say say Adam different ehima, me dem from Mama Evelyn. Inti boko. Enti atwam kumase. Na je say nei na wi afia kenten. Ye ene ye tutui. Na Dr. Kiki sapon wo ba na. Doc Ubi propose na dindu was ya kwafra ko nya ne ntam ne propose dem ano that's a word kwafra ko nya susu ni post no edipa ba ho doc mechiaw madru eye fin so bitwa mu eye namon me kwa no afi madru kaira na ma say we wayima na ma say wa mechia papa kaira na fe yegusu Central Corridor Road na ne ekono etwa mu kayira no abofo forest ni nyina matwam ko du abofo de a na nka nipa mechia na ye miaminua amade nyina kwa be nkromatikase na nka ne se na mechire no mechia no abofo ti we di sabe ko ne naso wa abofo e de makwa akochia eye kwa be nkromatikase ne se baamie enti machia anyine no wo nano so na fe makwa akodri de bi akwa hene na sase so de bi akwa hene na ansana no metwamu hanso ansa na miwura eye tachima kuro no mu enti henso wa hine kase ya me chiaw hensa broni watinkra ha se ya wan yehunu de wo ye maka che so mfa nkramra enti na henso a o meka ncho de twa asase ni bi mame ansa na makwa akowuram brigade ho junction so anampe na henso brigade ho no mo anampe brigade ho anampe aka kire kofi te VIP ye friends entachi mam ka kire kofi on so free henso aso meka nchiro na so ahwe na ekurori mfimfi no aso sa mama sase na memfa boss no megino nsi dan papa bi mfansi so enti na fe ayokofo no ene te akonwa no so wo de bi akwa ekurom wo enti na jamachia wo hene so amia kumfi na chese wo mu chese bro champion chese bi wo mu why ne ba mi kumfi aspiring chairman of the MPP machiao na chese afa mi nya duru techima zongo no a ne mafa nifa no so nifa no so chese Central Corridor Road na nam so no na makwa akotwam tuobodom na twam jema na mede akwa akoduru mo nsase no so ewo kintampo machia wa hine so wo kintampo bi se ofri kintampo eno wa ba be hia ye manhia na fei babato de atotom saa bupe beduru bupe so a kese wa hine kese de to do bo chief alasa mechia wa hine kese pa wa hine kese ginapo mechia papa ni de atotom adi akwa yape na mifiri yape na kese meduru tamale ahinkronum overhead no 90% complete me faso me fa medu tamale pe na kese gupe na mechia no na mama de nkra adi akọ yene ansa na metwam tamale na me de akọ adi akọ akoduru boga boga na machia no afi makonentintin so ade akọ na vrungu paga Central Corridor Road no na we die Eastern Corridor no meba be kan na mafaso de akiro na Western Corridor Road no so na me de afri takurade takurade na agura nkwantafo no ene wafi na ni hwame no ahantafo no omo beef no ye friend say kaku shie ultimi ni ahantani ntina kako de woman bi mavie o womo beef kaku bidu agura nkwanta na je say ma chie mpanifo no se buzua disco omo nyina na fe ma fa ni nifa no so sa na mababe fa ekwan so dia akọ enti esuayem na fe no makwa bedru takwa me free takwa na me de ekobogoso na me dru bogoso a na jese nkampa me fa me kunsu kwa na ka me ko pristi aba we de ko manimu a na jese me de mani a kire board ba wasa kropon no na de asi ho de me ne mining expert ba ko enim komo in free the United States of America Dr. Solomon Owusu Doc ya mwa
ya mejo so penyi
na yede wiana bo amatan no su wom humidity high na United States of America baby I was say no wiemu sachira ye no so etesen
mini awo bia ye tim wo ha na nya awo kitwa wo
ese February nyina mu betlem
ya ye betlem ma from March ending of March April no na we ma start ye kakra ebia ebe ye warm kakra wa dia de awo na nya asempitwa ba ye tim ya tremu awo more than 10 years you program
waye na incident as accident asi in the western region what it is
me kuta information nyina
kadie what na brochire wachire ye ne
yo Father Kabre emse menam akonya ito atia wote kwa free Ghana ni wiase apa na nyina Say no deɛ yɛante asɛmpa ɛnra no yɛkɔda sɔre a yɛsɛ explosive company a yɛfrɛ no Mazam ɛde explosive ɛfiri tapa ɛkɔ kyerɛ no ɛyɛ Kinross Gold Company explosive company Mazam ne deɛ ɔmo plant ɛwɔ tapa na ɔmo distribute explosive mining companies ne de plastic rocks no ansana excavators asesa de good trucks so are transported to the processing plant for the necessary processing to get the gold. Now, almost every tapa kono, free bogoso, udru bogoso, between bogoso and a board here, and krom kitin kitin na bakudi de apietik, and a bakonso de akupo video group. It is akupo video drone apietin between hono, and then say in krom kitwano. Track no for escort the animal escort in them if you say escort escort and no ya beba so and motor rider be a mistake the best say can as a pin car no and a cosa na a packet fire kakra explosive so the that kind of kit will be at the other boom as I said you will be able to fire a bomb. Na adia a breaky and moba no crab between than a powder there. Can imagine. It's no na blasting crawling in the whole town, a blasting in our menra. I will go Ghana for Yania Wabu, more Ghana. Offer, Messi and Ra, men to me and Dinan, men to me and Dina Ghana, more friend Papa, to the Americans kind of dinner, and a British also a kind of Papa. Men to me and Dina Bedayo. And I've been my grand interview, radio board in other states. Make such phenomenon educating for four. You also a banny idea. It's mean I was some cases. I know, who be a aqua. You didn't want to go.
Enti eye explosive yedi efri takwa ede ebesene de akokyera no na we asi on route obusa se ta uka se ebi say escort di animu ebi say escort the usual escort would be a light truck pickup kind of pickup wa a light truck na odi animu na wasoso ne highlight na flag tin esi so that would have been the usual escort baby a wote wo America ho say ye transporto explosives at the afa densely populated area be say takwa ye by where densely populated area ususu say saying any hyehyeye safety requirements are ye be ye na ye dia transporto explosives no America.
Yo, medasi. Openi, what the question the crowd this time, say why not specifically America? But me now will feed you case I'm a Ghana phone when it comes to safety, health, safety, and environmental issues, the mining sector, any Africa, any America, any Europe, anyway, the same. And only America, Canada, Australia, and also Ghana. Save life and profit. Opening, don't let a go into detail. Acquire your pass to Yena. Ghana, as some way, as a person, and yet, say, what video so, and I may be accused me as you do any Bianemo. Yempa to work as the number interior minister. He is responsible for issuing and revoking explosive licenses in Ghana, according to the LI 2177. Legislative instrument 2177. And Juma, for let's say, explosive here, what Ghana piano. One way especially and make sure that they meet the standard. And over or unity and from That's the natural resources. Almost every role to play. No, almost payment. Explosive companies. After almost license every area ministry. And you almost said the seminar committee under the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry. They issue permits. Almost with the strong explosive mining company. So outside the mining company, mostly the responsibility of the Interior Ministry. Now, obviously, safety measures are also follow. I'm a say anytime. I was someone export vehicle to say in front of the truck now, a container explosive, a big truck. Escort anymore. Escort no the minimum distance over to me 60 kilometers.
50 meters.
Oh, 50 meters, sorry. 50 meters. Anyway, 50 meters. 50 meters no over to me for 100. Just to clear the road for the truck go through smoothly. Because truck, the big will be kind of saying, and you're explosive, a bomb, it's a bomb. If you try as much as possible, say you bear BBM Kokano. Now, light vehicle not a anymore. And what the police needs not front. That's our light vehicle not a anymore. So the hazard light, I will on. The beacon light, flashlight
a pinkish beacon light, no.
Now I was through now, light, and also I was a stop. Now, Kana, Casano, you walk flag, red flag. If you saw a red flag, you just throw E, can see the black. I throw E, can see explosive. With the flag, with the light vehicle, and sending warning to people, all road users, motorcycle, vans, who use on buses here, and humanity, danger is coming. So that is the essence or the reasons for exporting explosive trucks with light vehicle. Also, now we now. And we are a member back on the tick. There was a van and I said another light vehicle. ADA3 that monitor the movement of the truck in case, for example, this year, Kana ADA3 and there's communication between all the three cars. And I also say the car be pre-placed. Overspeed nowhere who at the woman a before the idea training a stable the track system. And we are a pay yambra track Nankata. Then also track no Onya and Sana was to meet explosives to no apple. Inside the container now explosives to the boom or track. And was say a lining with a wood. No matter or say anything explosive, a cap that year because that year a conductor. And she said, this to be another electrical will be someone. And also super lining with wood. And now to say there shouldn't be any metallic plaster, another aluminium plaster inside the container now explosive to the woman. And we are. I was saying, Frank Nakasano, in electrical essence, and what wire beer, a different canim, and touch the ground. Then in case of any thunderstorm, and after lightning, Diana, and be affected from Emanim Pega. Kana Kasana ever fight. I was set a chef from, you need a chef from. Smoke na Africa anymore, and as the as of now, airban, a perform, enkonya any tax bia with container na containing explosives no enti wunya we nyina bia ka na kasa no truck na ni say more than 60 kilometers per hour. The speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour. And with all these safety standards we are marketing, who feel say, one would be super paper and come motorbike to be the free baby of the bomb, I'm not better, I'm a bomb and hold up.
Yeguso, Basso, Dr. Solomon Usu. Not so much a motorbike. Ye bibia bahase a tricycle. Ebia to ne dine Mahama Kambu. Ebia to ne dine a pragia. Chese no na Aboboya is more or less.
Media police report am kind what them na make on the upper with the police report no. Almost say a motorbike. According to police report I'm reading. Almost motorbike or man can Aboboya and not tricycle.
Okay.
Another information yeah that's fine. I'm talking based on facts many from the police report.
Yeguso said Dr. Solomon Usu. Yeah, came. That track here, what describe and it said there was a city me a move no. One single carriageway so. Sa a quino a year bako kwa bako bani na ye bunsa ho. And change and cross a tutukakra. Na se ye move a pambe so na se animu eye escort no any main truck no any rear no a dear betimi aba obi betimi avoid wo mu nyina etimi aba eye main truck no eso.
Yes, this is a very intelligent question I will be coming. I think say about time mining companies no and I say interior ministry no almost educated nipa effort transportation of explosives say so you drive any who you be a one kwan so one kwan so now mo say car say red flag so ebi car bi anim ba who say danger is coming, explosives are in that truck. A bit to me, a bomb a put nipa a one in Nala. And to be a past truck also slow down. Also, yes, say, after educating people, I think say the obey control speed crowds, yes, past the car. And I believe say, the driver's license, that driver organa, major goes the organa be brief and driver to that. And son of member of express I was so slow down. Now, what's just say environment saying change the be now again so how will and yet similar to that can be a breakdown. They are warning a yes to so draw so slow down. I know which that explosive I also meaning I wasn't there, just that I have informed on information and the whole day before carrying information because mining areas now almost everywhere they were informants are almost feeding people. Now the essence me not sure if Aboboyano no ya where say explosive people and not I don't know exactly what happened there. I do any by name education is very important. I think the GBL for any police for any radio stations now who intensify the education and more transportation of explosive and Masadi we answer for possible.
Dr. Solomon Usu, Adarumo, se ofri takwa empo eko aye Chirano on the Western Corridor Road. And na uchiremu said there was a yasichere ne finchim na yetimi e protecting aye sa explosive. The sa explosive no. Emfiri tamahabo ene kokodru takwa ana.
Yes, I think that also there was a cardiac import over. And now one more plant ɔmo de produce explosives n'ankasa nso ɛwɔ ɔmo plant site a ɛwɔ Tapa.
Enti enye likely say yebetimi ayi explosive ewo eye port to say tema ana say eye takrade na ya transportun inland to say a mining site bi ana
ye me try no ni say wo say ye wo materials a ye de eye explosive ampo ne other chemicals a ye de and ye want raw materials this far. The nya bibi ti say limestone ne nyoma the day eye no. E bi mo so e wo Ghana. Iti ya chemicals na ye ti e manufacture no eno na ye de pa. Na omo ab effect aye explosive na kasa e wo omo plant site. Na ni nyina so no amfo ni ade ni nyina no say ye transport e ye the same thing. That's the way to understand of the transport.
Say, I'm for now walk no, and as a manufactured explosive no. I'm for no so see ye nam say habon ye de besing e de aqua. Bibi bet me a trigger ama and no so no e bet me explode ana.
E bet me Africa ma fire ne nyoma after say a bit explode boom said you see no. I think that you see and they're not a year. You almost a year and you never that material never that. But we find it Okoto car passer and no say your friends when your car and I'm okay, kaboom. And sana ninja be car and move.
It is likely say you bet me the accessory bia abefa densely populated area the set tema Accra Kaswa Cape Coast Takrade so free tema for Tapa free tema na onam motorway no so wa befa the passing roundabout wo na wo dia ba befa Tapa sawo akodu Malam Johnson and Sana what was for the Apa Cape Road area for Tapa. If it Nina a dense operational on the Famua, they are gonna make a say. Nina no safety standards now, and yet they lay down regulations also be followed. They follow, and on the corner, when minimum exactly what. Probable causes based on our experience, and then would also await a specific reporter about answer to certain issues. But then you say try na Dr. Solomon Osu na you recreate say ye namwa ye kwa ye bay traffic ye didim road rage e bi ni abotre na wo bo aben wo cross obi pay just about 6:30 thereabout na me na motorway so na eye mawura fefe bi okuta Toyota RAV4 enna ofritema carriageway no eba Accra eno dru ba bia wo mo friend man net side ho no mo ya na nipa na begina ho no mo kakra na wono kra na owo inner lane enna eye articulated truck bi so nam outer and me ye kwa me yesu suddenly minimum the running hunu ye out of the motorway on her right and na across articulator no and na otia the brake so because edge of the motorway no so no where rough a depot in it won't be fast speed in see from cross articulator no say tia the brake so and na why indicate say or call right and articulator no so no eba left horn mo sa na womu ane di awura na chi no exporto ntem na me toso be me ensa nti exporto ntem etimi ma articulator no mienda ba ne left and sana articulator no na mate no articulator no eyi ne nsa and then what I could see at the time it drew so say awura no so me nim die eye mate ne kan ye eno ono so yi ne nsa ɛwɔ car no mu no oyi ne nsa left saying ɛtuso di huja wɔn ohuja wɔn no menu more than 200 meters away in my rear mirror a rano sign rejoining motorway no. And I said, what the heck? Check the way I see drive waha. Now imagine say a normal namkwan so do we know what is in a vehicle sa a year enclosed? I no mu nyina di kill so aye ba ye ni mana.
Openye. O question no there. On there was a personal case. I don't think they all road users. Let me be able to say a random name without what kind of issue. So that's it. The bill, a reaction way. It's Miss Sembra. No one as a branch for our money and brown also on people. Any exceptional case. I'm talking about where issues say at the normal circumstance. Then no safety. I think say I don't know, but your candy Matthias, but Yemfa and then Opa Yemfa exceptional cases. Then deal with the matter.
Because yes, I know with the exception of we still have a year quarry stones, granite near the ade abo ahodo yede a year explosives and ye dudwam na kwansanwam ha ya enkrofo akwa sisi dan ade asisi sa quarry site honum ama atimi akokot ama a court of law ewa Ghana ha ama kwan se nkrofo no mom ensisi dan ensi honum na wɔn di millions of cedis atimi akwa quarry site honum no a wɔn dwudwam ami nyina atimi nya bie no dabi wɔn mom nka wɔn edam ne fanche me bra baako onya stroke kura wɔ saa de we se ho enti do we really understand the built environment the hazards ayete ho ana
and no question when law enforcement question now of ADAKABRI I said Mogana Muti
na ehifo Ghana won't Ghana wo so nka onya Ghana ni
Mr. Ghana Muti say me close here Ghana Muti me flood the environment ofa ye say Ghana emra a year juma pa Ghana ne say oba nko be medwae na be man so nko oba dwae eno ne emra a year juma minim
ba ye interchange toilet na we nko adwaye de interchange
anyway ye say ofa penyi bit nu say ipa sumesi ade a wo yi enye ade a wo yi ede aturentem beba na wo yi nani because of obese akrabia yedi akose ni botomunti on kanaka then e town planning officers for all the districts obi three post dan edisi point then e ahemfo omutumi sasema edipa be 3 na yedi nanga aposito then na obi enimse aha elsuo ne nam na town planner tumi chasasa na many post on post dan wo na a block a first time you top enough flood the sea na yira for nipa there are so many things going on in the country I want say nipa empanifo omo bi o man no first and san omo betum na because of a come any break any amuslenti empanifo bebre se bi I say omo di omo nyansa na to come and omo di omo fu
okay say wadaruma ye ni atem na obi kuta doctorate mo na we ayampuatwa
oh say oh penny what dem matia sign na mo ye be kata kwa na me de bikaye
but say ba bia duro de e was say edam clear language no obi ate ase enti afa finally me yamra mehwe eye the operator no a yanka say driver usually obi be ka driver but operator na okuta sa a motion truck no so operator no otherwise be ka say driver no what sort of license and that certification and okuta sa a motor operator no a what they explosive no what they echo
yo family that I think that Ghana your license different there were any utilize vehicles no there were your license are Omo keep big trucks, you know. There were licenses are almost so. It be free down and watch it. The license, I think 2003 or so, the 2002. It's a minimum license still, but the mechanic said license almost every truck any secreted a use no and no bina time for a use.
Yo, enti sabre we no, ye no aka book mu de na wie. Me yankwai, ni yanhwese benya eye practical people no so a omo ewo license ni bi to transport explosives no. Iti tawaso de tie, ne hia ma se usan e de enkyeremu bi ba, asan de aba. Enti ye da wase pa. Right. Dr. Solomon Owusu, a mining engineer, and wote ne no. That one ye kasa. Nti ye keno. Why ne kuta a ye license to transport an explosive? Into obi okuta license to transport an explosive no. A dear ben shisheye ena ewo honom say as per the terms of license you know. A kwanya obefa so ede a transport to explosive enie. Masa interview numra na yenya a fair idea said ye yebesi afa yede ebekro. Let it quick. Yankwai interview now ready. Right, ede basse say. Book mu die nie and a practical de so ya ba behwe. Am wie so abekọ akopem mea me wofa. Tentia ye wo mining quarries ya ma kwan man krofo sisi dan abre so a wosanke ye pina kire ko ba bi because ye blastia ebi betimi akwa aba obi ho na enso so yetimi de ko ama George ka say fie ni nsi ho na emum no sa mining quarry no quarry no de bi opa wonyai opa onkonko kwan obefa so a obetimi a blastia enko obi fie a ubusa ho say sebi eko na baby out here no e ben quarry no a ye blastia betimi aba ofie a wa do ho beto se wo ba na wukunu obo modern dan otimi see ye no wo ne oma obekwa akotena site bi sa na ye blastia e bi atumrika aba mu fie ameko na sa interview no so no ebo mpai papa se mitimi akọ eye me wofa no ho ubetimi a WhatsApp yen on 050 600 0909 WhatsApp yen anase SMS 050 600 0909 na yentimi entie wonso so de ode beba na Peter ewonunwa. What's the good afternoon Alhaji ADAKABRI Mamudu Woshioma? But let me add another name to you, Mr. Ghana Geography. You did well working as your listeners through the route from Accra to Paga, south to Upper East. I thought you would end at Techima or Kintampo, but you went through Rich Tamale and diverged to the east and came back and took your bearing to Tamale and continued and ended in a short time. Practical person, okuta license to transport explosives. The current undefeated chairman of the MPP, Ewasante. Chairman, what do you mean? Memoir. Chairman, umpo atchesang. Then Yamiasi. Then I'm sorry, Wontumi ba and Wontumi radio ba and crying. Nanka or he basi do tikumase nanka ADAKABRI Mamudu wa uni nanka mismat nanka where the one family na dey
ADAKABRI feel na minimum ya kwa despite me don't know about that cartel so for that Roma me ni bi training so me mo go Roma
me loan kakra
mo go Roma
Wada roba me wa regime so me MD and me chairman ebetrase na say loan kwa dia Barcelona akobo loan na sa ba ye be chairman wada roma dia esi e wo western region wote ye no e dia the course wo wadwenem
yo dey di car no ma yamma abusuafo a die yato wo ane Ghana fo nyina no yamma obi a yakọ na ayaga ko stampe na metro nyankopɔn sɛ so obi yɛ bɔne a anaasɛ bibi ebesi obi akɔ afidie ho ɔbɛma ɛma ne nkɔ heaven a ɔnkiri hɔ na ɔnye wɔn nyinaa nkwa ɛwɔ mu wɔ na yɛtɔ so mmienu anso so a metumi akafa ho ne sɛ yaba no obiara no ɛkyerɛ no adwene na mmom nkwanhyia ɛyɛ ade a etumi ɛto obiara na nkwanhyia biara nso so yɛ nkwanhyia yɛwɔ kaa accident wɔ hɔ ana yɛwɔ education sei ɛso so ɛwɔ hɔ na yɛfrɛ bibi ammonia na ammonia ɛyɛ fertilizer yɛtumi de egu aduane ase ama aduane no ɛbɔ ama ne yɛkɛse ma nipa tumi nya ahoɔden bi na saa ammonia no ɛna sɛ wodi pizza ɛfra na wokyi na yɛfrɛ bibi booster wode ka ho kaa na ɛgya aba mu.
Ei, eti sɛ wakyerɛ sɛ deɛ si yɛ bɔmbu.
Enti ɛyɛ ade a ehu a ɛni kɔ asɛ obiara no a wodi training biara no wodi bɛfa sɛdeɛ si yɛ no na yɛfrɛ bibi booster ɛne yɛfrɛ bibi underline na sɛ wofa booster no efiri pot biara na sɛ wode ba a ɛwɔ sɛ booster no di kan na emu twi na sɛ underline no ne booster no ɛka bɔ mu paa ɛdɛbɛ mu nneɛma mmienu ɛna ɛka bɔ mu a ɛtumi ma saa nneɛma wei no ɛtumi blast ayɛ sɛ wowɔ matches na matches no the matches deɛ yɛde scratch no ɛni hɔ but matches korɔ no nso so no sɛ ɛgya bi abɛn matches no ho a nso so a ɛbɛtumi asɔ ebi na fi ɛwɔ ɛyɛ gogo so no menim deɛ na wɔm ida sɛ yɛ ammonia ɛna ɔmode kɔ atontete yɛ yɛmfa kaeɛ no sɛ moto bi a nansa bɛbɔ yɛ adi korɔ so yi ɛna ɛkɔkɔ hyɛ kaa n'ase na moto no nso so ɔmfɛ ɛyɛ na ɛgya wɔ mu nti ɛka so ɔmu no yɛ no ɛna blase na mmom adeɛ paa no a dynamite obi a wɔwɔ kware obi a wɔyɛ mining adeɛ a yɛde ɛka bɔ mu a yɛtumi de blast no ɛno ɛna meka ase yɛfɛ no booster ɛne underline no ɛne mmienu deɛ ɛnya ka bɔ mu yɛyɛ bi a na ba mu ɛsɛ ɛyɛ adeɛ a aberɛ biara no Ghana authorities ne nyinaa te sɛ EPA Minerals Commission ɛne all authorities ne nyinaa interior ɛne police nyinaa no ɔmo ka bɔ mu ɛhwɛ sɛ obiara no a ɔba bɛyɛ saa deɛ wei ne biara no safety measures nyinaa no ɔde gu akwan mu pɛpɛɛpɛ ansa na baabiara no obiara bɛblase a watumi ablase ebi wɔ hɔ a yɛmma notices ɛwɔ area hɔ nyinaa twerɛ de sambod sisi hɔ ɛde kogya bobɔ hɔ ɛyɛ yɛmpa ne ablase na mmom sɛ yɛde kaa ɛkɔ sɛ yɛyi na ablase sɛ deɛ anyadeɛ a ɛtaasi nanso so sɛ ayadeɛ sɛ booster no ɛne underline no ɛka bɔ mu a ɛna saa deɛ wei no ɛba nti sɛ yɛfa a yɛmfa ammonia no ɛne underline no nyinaa mu kaa baako mu
anti ye kan chairman wada roma say yet wo license bi say wo transport wa say na be say afade transport no
so pa so transport ya Obiana ubetimi akanso ampa na ubetimi kura de aba no na wo lanti sanyasa ntimi the process no you cannot do it. It is our personal process ampa na ubenye de ade nyina no ipi problem wa na afei safety measures bia no I want to do a crime bia so obeye ansana yetimi once I delicate and you be go fi hodi aba na yedi be bu ka mu na ka no ende eba be ko nyina no ayade safety measures ni nyina no be bi super pepe ansana yamma bi ho a omo de pick up so ko mo se ebi atikreta bi ko na pick up bi di enim na match of data na eko na ka na so eko kakra ebi ba bi a ebi pick up bi atre bi di akire ebi di enim na bi mat ayi se ubetma time a ubetmi aba bi stand ho ebi akọ na mo ma dia pa ayi important de say tenye bibi na besi a ammonia no nkoa no ebuni nya bibia because ammonia no more or less na it's a fertilizer.
Edi chairman who can amiati no ma bia sese ammonia no say ye de ni nitrate mu ni ade ye de gugugugu enua no so ma na boyi no say booster ene ade foforo be ka ho a na etimi e blast ya chairman me nhwe baabia na ade yi efri takwa etwa mu bogoso apieti ye kan edna ni akire eye boardie oduru boardie kontenten so a waba wasa kropon prince krom kura kuma bi so ahye ho anse na waba bedu ayamfure oduru ayamfure na obefa left ediakọ eye diaso dunkwa oboase ediaba besi asare nso ketuam wabin papa obedu dunkwa aboase ansa na waduru diaso tuam na wadiaba besi main baby ani to sawiwi oso main road wo asare nso ketua ho baby runabout wo obefa we na okofa baby ani efri say oma indicate say na or travel 140 kilometers enti hwe baby trajectory hwe baby truck inam wode eko chama enti mi maso so say ebetimi mining companies betimi anya na mining services company bi ebetimi anya helicopter obe high out ediama companies no ami dia transport bi bi sei
adakabri bi system ya ana obi nipa bebre no ede nimdie bebre eba nimdie de ebia ne abisua da bia na eba na yeah, me can say I sign that na ta say you know ajabia Ghana ha yesha abakose muni abia ajabia ekasisa na so ajabai no na e wo say yitimi ka ho asem pepepe na health and safety regulations nyina no yibi eho ayagina tawudi helicopter fa eno so ewo ni hu ho eno so wo ni hu ho eno na me tell say we say no so wo hwe ekwan a fa so e bi tie no a aye purely accident e wo mu say police for ha say a omo ye omo investigations me ade a omo ni nyina ade memo e betimi aka ato pa dia bom amana to ade a agita booster no any underline no emu ni na kabom dia e fire eno ni abia awo se ye hwese ta kampo na be ba ammonia na efa na be ba amfa ammonia na kwano emuka ba kumu na the booster na the other yin so ayempa muka kufuro mu hwe emna bi si police for bi akọ me site ba ko ewo ya kuri na omukọ ye no ana omukọ fa ammonia ana omufa booster no and the police pick up no muna or mo dey for so mo dey mo duru ya no obi na call report to be there it's lucky and what is no frame make us say adia police for no aba o ba be trade it's a phone na me it's say me what police commander ne number no na me try o catch no say also o mo can do the be o mo tro bi ya no ka ni ja no after o mo free ka no mo no na me every ho na me the expert ba na o ba do year free ho tanya sa e ko ba mo pe o mo nyina be what you say but yes o bi ya no ye police ni mpo keke ana o mo ti ya ko Tanya Mario, Obi Okra no oni adkro we jina kwa so na obo tech and we want to say be gugu na eba and we person o ti ano na ofe if so we obi a we professional for that so we say we na akoka vita no na se underline no a e ga semaba and you know, you training bebre. You training bebre. Me just say when I abano, I was say your passion na the year health and safety program. Bebre, and the man exact trasa, and the fact, and you are very outside. Now said you are investors na omo akra de bano, omo lances omo kabano. I was say. Every 3 months and after 8 months to be able they get training and the man will not training and so and the man approach to phone drivers or mobile training they get training special training and the man when you win abano make it health and safety programs and what the increase and yeah look player the faco
say health and safety no a year juma because say mining site be almost pick up or your money pant na bucket num pick up money pant na bucket num na make us me drive be na say baby obi amechia no na ye call Gambia #1 de wuramudi akona oba pimfo bi na ne ba sa di nche be 3 years na say ye nya kwan wo car num na enoma gumbebre en wo ba yi pa ye cho ugina ye na ontna batman da makaka wo numont dana and says a man at na bucket. Nam to about him for the fry see. Quite we can now say that my meme cotton actually or no matter me dabra and no bad better dabra. Oh no, be a white caca or numont na small worker. So about him for common in cotton bucket num. Not a meme. Teacher man, sad training we no I can assume here. Say a yard, yeah, over said. Yeah, soon because a human goes on more. Soon to help them safety, you better serious now. Yeah, special exercise be there.
I mean, interior ministry. Omo da Wontumi na abane say mines minister, minerals commission, police, fire service, and EPA. Me do say omo betimi akabum after the health and safety program sir. Me betimi aye Adiama wona omo lances no because lances no a few people and I want this lances no they are very expensive and you know the game set omo be health and safety programs Adiama wona omo lances no and then omo so a omo be trust and they are called the mining sites the drivers no so no you betimi aye health and safety program. Na kiyama omo obia na obetumi afa sawe no. Na ka wo certificate bi. Wo certificate wo ye program ni bia na kiyama wo license bi. Except apart from the license, driving license na wo kra no. Wo self kra under certificate except ampa. One video ever explosion ayimu no. Obetumi after group car so Edgar. Let's just say we could have
right. Chairman, ebedu ase na hia nchire move fro bi aso a we experience a wono wo de beboa wo man ma e de aboa wo man Ghana. Na fast da so ma eye wankasa wasante a wodi governor no regional police command. Asemi esi ye no within an hour na Ashanti Regional Police Command etimi apeprusi for system to munyina mo mramehyiam ene yete wo mo hwe so Ashanti Regional Police Command edo makọ akọboa dia Regional Police Command bo ma baso pa mame
me da yura yi adom boachi be bona baso na adra oba yi eno kwase no se akronfo so asika wa Ashanti Region na onye obi a opekata na ne kwan a okaso a odi ye adwuma no ayesronko me be ya regular chairman na mi wura kotubu achi wo ho ansa na mi wura duku enso so baso ana mafu ye wura yi adom so obi a ko ene kwan a okaso a odi ye na adwuma na mekase yi adom so onye no so na bi pa eto Nyankopon sado ene a principle a omoka ho na Nyankopon sado
yo chairman ye de wasepa so ne nimdi a wa kire na wiye di amayen
so me da afia buru
pia aye owura Bernard Entwi Buasiako ye sane mrane se Wontumi were chairman of the New Patriotic Party Wasante na osa wo mining interest our license to carry explosives and our near che ugusutie neat 100.9 FM na yankure na interview no ani egusuo betimi a WhatsApp yen 050 600 0909 050 600 0909 na mining explosive a yade egu truckum na air travel from Takwa to Chirano, a distance of 140 kilometers. A distance of 140 kilometers on the Western Corridor route. Odi free Takwa efa Bogoso etwa mu nkronkuma ye kan yo. Dadi ebedru hinifa boardie etwa mu boardie de ba wasa kropon ade ebebedru ayamfree do dru ayamfree ni nifa so ana dunkwaw ewe ni bonkum so na kire se ye dunkwaw obuase na diaso district capital no na fe no wode ababedru asawen so ketwa runabout yimu afi watene edinani akire se hwioso na kira no ewo ehonom na yei ekwan no de Western Corridor Road kwan no ebi atakwa ho kakra na de babugo so no ane ade na ha adwene enso so wode ade na wode eba. Now this is a statement from the company company or say a news release. King Ross Chirano Gold Mines Limited, a King Roy's company. Explosion on Takwa Bogoso Road. Chirano, January 22. A truck under the supervision of and belonging to mining services contractor Maxam was involved in a collision causing an explosion near the town of Bogoso. The vehicle was headed to Chirano and approximately 140 kilometers away from the site during the incident. We are closely monitoring the situation and the rescue efforts. Kabina Owusu Amprechum, Communications Officer, Ana Ode Ebaye. Yankwe, na brantie health and safety. Ujina ho, ubinim di enti a okoko sua ade. Emma utimi kokoje sa certificate. Enti executive certificate. Ana velocity EHS at the University of Ghana. And was see Isaac Kobna Ochem has successfully completed a certificate course in health safety, occupational health Safety and Environment Management, and is therefore awarded the Executive Certificate. On this day, November 28, 2020. Now, way, Tabrantia Kure Kosuya Sadia Way Susua. Nina great grandparents. Aquaquatna, ASL Korea explosion. Aquasimway, ama na busuya for dodo. Washre womo. Mapa Isaac Chem Yamawaho.
Mapa ADAKABRI FRIMPONG Watson MANSO Majodo.
Mapa na yabekande condolences brofono no oba first fi na mantem. Mapa obande na ebekande we busuafo wakanyipa apieti asem osi ho no wa afa won chirechire mu chire yene.
Yo, Mapa, madam wasi wo opportunity adama na minchia waiting for what meet 100.9 FM. Martin de Mankasa Binya Fantin fi crew of an aquanso. Or what Fantima mentioned or Fifi Mancho. Na may free, and an American German day. Yebusa for an enebusa for the war. Bogosu crew of an appearance. And see, a Juma me room the man and Moko or Yebusa free. And maybe some of them no bandana, young fancy for no book people. No, okay, there. Yan and be a don't friend, Nana Quidgy, when in the baby call. Obey to Bowo, or the dem Bogosu mines. On them the minty, or Nya Quenya or Chin, Yebusa for the big home or Yetuba. No, I know then it was a full one, but don't and all you're not in there, or better chill a crafty. Well, all your Bogosu at them. Obaya, that's so good. The neighbors are full of about when you baby at her. Oh, no, Doma. Yenya crew appeared, was Sunday obedi or him. Oh, friend, Nana appeared. Man, good out make us see. Nana appeared to one scene. Or share much here, warrior to 2 years would be seen. You see, Obandamano, I've been a BBR said, a easy. You come up on so on. It was a full of Wobo Sonoba. The Master. This honor ascended to Bogo so far, yes, so if he acquires so young painful fee acquires so Yazuko. You see, I've been a baby and living in Sawado. You see, it is a summer old man.
Hey, Asamaba. Enti abandon the ete there we busuafo de we sini.
Mapa mangase jumaya tiaya mining companies were engaged in safety professionals. Ma waka organize the safety training to my mine workers. Nti we work master pay companies dey for the money. Ya ho ye juma na call by no brother call for ni Kofi. Ono appear to one or okay, Juma no Baba, you na may know to steer. And no from catch and brother, as some abo, name so, the brass some number. No, say, bomb will be a blast. Or yeah, appear to crew, what's the track busy? On post the gas, it didn't want to say, Bukarima. Also, what they able to mark offending. If you also put a woman, a blast, but Kuni na a show. So let's send them on I am one country. The friend will be one Christian Valley Municipal Assembly. On an impanori much from there. On your explosive CDR mining companies will use now what the blast one rocks no Mabaya over to why you do man. It's all by the men of school. I send me the oil some Casapaus and there. You are not coffee channel. Obi biara wo bia no wanka oche wanka bla nti obanda be no che de aye hu papa Kofi no we ti fie wo oye offend appear to a ni bibia o na mum o aware wo Priscia atare o share o de call Priscia ka ye djuma ona yi na da waka no che de information over in there. Tama blasting the buy, as you can see, no comfortable brave will go one. They didn't catch them now, but Mapa, them ammonium nitrates in now watch and may be that. Or yeah, very dangerous chemicals are so of blaster or to the bomb. Because chemicals or to them no to blast the rock. Rock no papa them or to there. Or yeah, very dangerous chemical. Nti oban da manu meriwana nkukura na woti kuko na so da anya kaso oya ogwa afa na afa ifi body e lokotakwa owa afa na afa nti tre body a apia se ansa na akobogo so kuro mu from gote kokon e de kotakwa no owo se kuro no dodo na agwi so se yimfa do nti oban da manu no che de obebre na rugo ya kese dem idan na wo kese mu no kan boro mu nti nipa bebre o ho a o tsa edan no gugu hodo na mo from wo gwa na ade so resho or so che de ije dem kra ma pa araho sampa na ato ana na ebusia na Ghana man
abusuafo a omo won fante omo so ate na monkomodie mu no tesan
ne de yimbre na pay na me mama me akasa na ma me kede ebusia pay wa ya hoboa osande mo ya yawo ide baya bosuma enumni na akwa nsofo mrente bi wonye adwuma wo mines mu wo bogo so ho baby nti wo so okaka oye ebusafo na wo nyina ho ahye odrebe nti amama ebusana yin ahye so apart from yan ebusafo na wo ho dada no ebie na wo kọ wo so wa ahye okra nti ebusafo ma meka da ebusafo na ya ho na fi wa kona akọhwe ma itiri bada ndan bada nti you go there make us we did there when frame mba we did there
a chese wonna napa nimpon na chese okokọ chechire kura no adi akonwa wo ho a sese ye ka kura no wo she fridge mu
no asamanyin oho no ye wasa na mom mfantefo na ye ka chechire kuru ona mna na my great grandfather na okatena hon ono na chechire kuru na mom ahinsem ndi wo share oye wasafo ase but ebushia mudi ana na ebushia na okwachichi nkuru
ana na ebushia fu na okwachichi nkuru ede ne chese asampa na eda ho no mu a chese ebushia chese ki ye himase ya ne so
why do papa
afa yamra o health and safety sanim die no udi kan as a reporter I mfante and it's a report ya azikochem ena afi okokotena eye asante ekotena kumasi ahinkrom esa akoto adwuma no so report ya fancy ene se obebo mama ne se mapa afi de wo mama kwan a bese galamse no ma ekoso nenye na me kokko hwe de ekoso na mte NGO we wo bo mama ne a wo de na NGO mu a o report and safi de Osako University of Ghana yes health and safety everybody now so wo ko galamsey de course mining for so de omo ye health and safety enso so de wakwa akosua na wo hwe kwane e fa so see transport to ade over 140 kilometers na reported comment of say motor operator no bus accident yesi na we see ya no obobna munwanio yanti yesen na megaphone bi kura ewo escort car no mu ana ebinim na munwanio ne nipa bi so gi twi ekwa akohwe de akwa akohye truck na se na ade di bum dia na be ka fa ho
your more permanent mining sabano asudu papa especially multinational mining companies because issue machines and other chemical explosives that we use site one ekoko pe ho na nyobia ikita safety background bia ekoha we mbesho usande site wɔ dankasa na areas bi wɔ hɔ a no go area because of machines na wɔahyehyɛ no hɔ no ɛna chemical substances bi wɔ hɔ a ntumi inhale because it trick wo mu pɛ sɛ yɛ obi a sɛ bi ɔnwo da a ntumi wo nti there was a whole lot of complications nti most of my identity no say you walk up I mean the mostly the company na am from Dubai because what I know there ammonium nitrate no or yeah very dangerous yeah normally what I have learned in there that what transporter was for you helicopter don't offer because on road anything can happen over 2 wire then one blast but I don't know why mama track no ka fa so ka fa no takrade habo so ka fa no tako so ka fa no hinfo bintumi nse na mo mhwe mo suma wa pack them explosives na gum na nto yin there what for road ono na aka for them atuye nchame abe na le ka galamsen sam galamsen is oya do orokodo papa orokodo pa ba shantimante ma me ma bom njawana na other areas na orokodo nti kono orokodo no oya dibia me na aban no lutu ha na mo but modern there obama political will na you because as an anti-galamsey advocate, communities are me na residents one church and one star what the church party and MPP party executives in the constituency in the region. Sometimes national executive members in the crown book I mean to mumbo modin was Casredo. Nti galamsey juma no rokodo ene ko galamsey site no so bebre offensive weapons galamsey yesno kwa we use what the protect won no saroko hona and this gas won pen ahwe ya obi aje won kwa fiuse nti nsem rokodo o mine mu o mine ni nda ba no robo no mo de namum omama no modin bo no munyete no won to one fight especially when it comes to explosives and other chemical substances like this.
And Ashasia base UN safety protocol. Actually, say ye desire toxic cargo air qua. Was there approved route no? Yetimi created 1 hour awareness before. Just say ansana Abeka Junction has say and truck no be far. I was say 1 hour before truck no be dura Abeka Junction hano. Na enipa wo aha say enim say 1 hour time adie bi say ebe pa na ya hoboa. Na bebusa say an international company sa UN say approved safety approved route ya was say 1 hour until obedru asankre obedru se board dia was say 1 hour before so obedru board dia no na nipa wo board dia nim say ade bi say nam kwan mu eba wenti ya di hu dwuma no
yo mapa mama kind and regulatory bodies in state regulatory bodies in no there what check the menu and there land and natural resources ministry and environment Science and Technology Ministry. The agencies now or then what check the one monitor. But me, they are Wijumana, what you saw to Sino so today. So we see that the man monitoring now for very effectively. So we didn't do that at Yanchemi or what to move free. No manga in go to West. You see, Maricani. Yeah, the UN now, or in Qualpa, Mark, but over there, on Manacasa, so man, Yamping Funa, what did the mining now? No, what don't Obama die there? Obama, because if the Western region, most of the mining companies in the world, many will be to see. When the mother to see, a mining company do even notice border or by a blaster or data what they are blasting or some data or what they are blasting. They don't even show it. Yes, there was a way to can no announcement when the nearby communities no announce that you're blasting. nti obiara say baby in fact radio si bi wɔ hɔ a you should not be close to where the blasting will go on because I hear the man able to mukrampo ashron kwa blasting mukrampo waya otu woso dan because rocks no blast no otutu nti otu woso asase no how much more if you them explosives able to wisima atu yancha mukasi oba nti oya tete ma bitene da ma the balkan to me mo oya tete pa
azikacham yebemma wo yakọ na yakọ na chi no so no yebesa no akasa na yehunu ose enti obusuafo ye ewe wonim bi personally
me mbaya anane bi wo me mbaya ona make sure that yen tanko ho emi de me ehun de adwuma na me ye no mokọ apro pa nti some kopu ho a no makọ make chia ho periodically once in a while nti me mbaya anane bi wo but nyem rent na yesisi na ade na wo won obia kwa nko to obia wo mo me ya yetu nkomo nti jo na me de dodo na wo da different lines in bonko online one more you more friend lines in bonko in onye juma the only surviving brothers kofi no yin see akwa na me ni won kasa ya no one more update bi na didn't amain for vice president and interior minister one about boko na dia na pay
okay
no you krom ho
na omuni krom ho no
assembly see next year sana mo ko ha obo mu de sana jamana adini
omuti ho but no muni ho at the time
what's ho but ejumancy work on woba nida assembly see next assembly see no won ho until then later no oba na nyama ayedam
okay mapa yama yakobium ya supply kofi na jesi one number no famam na yenwu nso ndi nkomo say the community no kra omuti ho ya na etesan why right it was papa Isaac Ochem there's a ya na bibi ebesie bia no na utim se yedan ya na akoben o na nwene se bibi esisi na afi ba ama wa wo ba Isaac Ochem be ka se mabusuafo na se o ma wuwo no na etita bia no na ya hwe no ma bi emfa me ho ye mfa nka asem if it's unim da ohun nipa bi bekwa kopi obetimi a WhatsApp yen on 050 600 0909 050 600 0909 kusuneti neat 100.9 FM yeguso utie neat 100.9 FM na ene de explosion in the western region and yegusu aye ka ho asem at this stage yenko na yene nana ya wakwada ono nso so ene beti Bureau of Public Safety na yene no enkodi enkomo nana ya ye mo ha
Beni menyeso mitia wetie nyina afisia panso
afenko nemra nemisan ye ho ema atorenchem sei de ensan ema yakwan mu biem
amen
yo nana se kasa public safety a epese kire sen
that's it chase mini chino ebede ba mamiame public safety say yedi hihye begu akwan mu a omanfo ahweyi ene wo mo bambo ebe konkan abrebia eya na stretch efri ebi ediane a yedi isia ye no abeprum hardcore physical security of the public.
That will be when I'm meeting me. I can agree.
I say, if free a Diani, any CIA, Diana, you didn't see I know. And 90s be PA, a physical security, hard one. It stretches through the soft part of security to the hard part. And the maybe a bit na still a ɛyɛ manual which match and say maybe a yɛ no sɛ ho ba asɛm a nipa nom na etimi ɔhwɛ ne nkwa ɛyɛ public safety issue sɛ etiu ebefi amanfoɔ mpabɔnefoɔ nsɛm ɛwɔ kurom na wɔtumi de nante kurom ekunkum nipa ɛyɛ public safety issue. The car nam kwan na mmara nyɛ adwuma na car no kukum nipa basa ɛyɛ public safety issue. Nti sɛ wohwɛ yɛn record every 2009 ebesi na there are what you want to call classic environmental issues yɛde ɛho adim. The Lavender Hill issues in yɛde ho nkɔmmɔ. Wohwɛ ba tilapia ya nani and so poison when we the home come as a public safety issue. We share Guantanamo Bay, it means I had your mobile from Muswa. It's today I dream as a public safety issue, whether they posed a threat to the public or not. And you know, public safety is a very wide area. But from time to time, we try to engage the public in conversations ever more and we try to also influence national policies in Myanmar for say impacted on the safety of the public.
Yo, Nanaya, what a Roma. There's been an explosion in the western region, and the company is saying services, mining services company, and air transport to explosive. Edi Efri Takwa Edi Akochirano, over 140 kilometers, spanning over 3 regions: Western region, Central region, and then Western North. What say any DSA? Initial comments being and a Bureau of Public Safety mobile.
I mean, I say, initial comment if Adaruma platform is super. Nti meeting you ma advance conversation as I say it's likely say the krata kakra betuga and fan tuga kram did say nya ka wo fide so a in fama me ho kwan ye me ka wo fide so a benante yedi kan ya kan say the incident is very disturbing na ebihia within 24 hours and 48 hours. Ministry of Interior and Environmental Protection Agency, Minerals Commission, Inspector Division of the Minerals Commission, Ashemi and Sing, Omupeka Omutia Boom, na Womudekrata Atuja, hinting the public of preliminary findings enam so asade esie ADAKABRI ehia pa se ebe sakrata no ebe ba betodwa na ya che dem asem na esi no le fire by isan se wohwe etopaya etoye ewo apiache enna enye na enye bibi ketwa ya enwo Bureau of Public Safety say my money no be explosives you know different kinds of explosives many explosive expert but to paya a sunny room and run is susu a ammonium nitrate na enye no kwa ebia na acetic acid and nasa hydrocarbons be eka and say bro ya adwene and tiase so the kind of fire it is explosion in time bro ya adwene so say etimi esoja saa kwa 30 minutes na explosion say it din kaya na bia na explosives are no mukita na no odin The Udwajini to Lebanon, Port of Beirut in August of 2020. Last is Lebanon and a Sanifa Port where European residences. May ammonium nitrate may be a active ingredient in making bombs. One with yepa and tino is sister, a bit near the Ministry of Interior. A bit in Nuava Chase, a Yibia, and I say Yibia. Say Yibia, and Yahweh, and Bibia Yahweh, they say, how come that those quantities were being transported over that stretch? Because Shirano for press statement, nature say they were about 140 kilometers away from their plant. About the same, and put and Yema quite mining services saying in somewhat close to the service point, and it's so far away. And on 19, you toss me in. You can see him. There is a share. You did go a cream. LI 2177. A fact, I am so at the transport is hard to pay in the account. I saw the bull running this one now. And Rano, every so we share from Revelation 95 at Sinista 104, 105 echo. As a sire, it's a shame work when company need so another woman so. And no, even my clear dream, here we say the restricted substance say, Ewo Kromokrana, the Ministry of Interior, woman, ya mom mandate. Any boy a home by Nasa Yemen, Uncle Penny Paboni for himself. Nasa Yemen, you will control the release even into the workplace and NASA for purpose now. Woman, a day, and very disturbing. And okay, and share my no, Ubia, Basa, as I say, the mental imagery. Say people can move explosives on the blind side of the state, and I said they can move explosives around without recourse to existing regulations. It's very scary. Now, with the Manisi Sumunam, the funny say, a movie explosives, and now. In Casas here is only an investigation that will prove that. But at least the Nimsen Deputy Nadmo Director or Bogosohono, Aka Amayati, said there was no escort. But when they refer it, we want an investigation to prove that. Jimmy said there was no escort. Now, Nipa Ochi start tracking. As a son, I dream. The media. Bibi koswa mama amenije ho nti me de kai ni ne exclusive seminar me de Bible Rat Flagstaff House and I said bia me de Kura National Theatre and I been say na to Ghana enti no I was saying a share that we are going to deal with it first as an accident and second as a national security breach or issue, depending on the circumstances that led to the occurrence of this incident. And we must deal with it in that light.
Hey, now, do we know from any official source at the cra explosive do we know at the cra na a war a truck no?
Actually, Sabrina, Mukrata, they are all making reference to explosives. At Ubia, anywhere, which are saying what kind of explosives are not yet transported, what quantities that were being transported. As I say, and no, never mind whether really there was a violation which will also constitute a national security breach or not. And within the next 48 hours, hearing the my preliminary finding, but that issue, and this is the other aspect that we've not spoken about. This issue does not fall within the remit of the Minerals Commission, the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission. It is way beyond them. The big interior minister, a nominee, and also setting up an independent investigative body to investigate this matter. And then the Inspectorate Division of Minerals Commission, woman, and regulatory oversight over the industry. But and she say, Interior Minister, and that's Interior Ministry, and then license for these explosive companies to operate. Woman and Emma license for these explosive companies to import such substances, restricted substances into the country. Woman and provided that oversight for storage, importation, manufacture, and movement of Sanyama women. And while the Minerals Commission and exercise regulatory oversight on these things, it is the Ministry of Interior that is fully responsible for these things in this country. And we cannot say the Sabria it did not occur within the manufacturing plant of Magsa. And I say it did not occur at Chirano where they were sending, the mining company where the goods were bound. This has occurred in between the two facilities. It has affected the general public. It has affected ordinary persons. This investigation must be taken from the remit of the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission into an independent investigating body.
Nana Yakwada of Bureau of Public Safety, may show exactly 24 hours muna ye the incident is na yentim for official source bia say na say company no kra ho say ade potia na package potia explode ye. Now would you say it will serve any public good that this time 24 hours later no I wasn't call my man the nature of the package I explode ye?
Absolutely. I think it's very disappointing. I've made attempts to get to the Interior Minister personally to, engage him. At Mensankano is extremely disappointing for a country like us having come this far over 60 years. Now, democracy also. Now, BBC is which is bordering on a sensitive matter like a national security issue. What was being transported. Okay? When Beirut happened, Lebanon, when it happened, in less than 24 hours, facts had emerged from official sources because they respect the people and they understand what it means to maintain the national security confidence, to maintain level of confidence in the national security system. If beyond 24 hours, we don't know what was being transported. We don't know the circumstances surrounding the transportation. We don't know whether the transportation itself was licensed or authorized. We don't know for a fact whether there was a police escort as the LI stipulates. Now, after 24 hours in Interior Ministry in camp, very disturbing. that become men's words over. Very, very disturbing.
Nah. Did you say just say yeah, you fully on my man, see and can be answering?
Well, it is one of the reasons why this afternoon the Bureau of Public Safety is calling for independent investigation body. As I say, normally, no, we begin to feel that there is an attempt to cover up because company any woman a deal, at least online records kakra or say safety culture is not as good as it ought to be. As far back as 2017, the Minister of Interior himself, in a tour of the factory, saw a few significant violations. And ADAKABRI said, "Oh, they're a lawyer, so I can use those words, and you get the meaning." Significant violations in this factory. The minister had to give them 8 weeks to, correct those violations. Now, we are minister Juma, but if the regulator, national minister, the whom we say amount 8 weeks to fix that, that's a problem. Only in April last year, the same company, in the process of discharging waste, also triggered an explosion. I need to say amount for Diane. One more staff from me, sir. It cry. And we don't want to see that an investigation will be led by this same regulator. Said you what can I say? Our company, I have violations, a be minister, be here, and another one led to an accident. And then there's another accident. Then you say, Mia, I'm supposed to watch over you so that you do what is right. I should now come and investigate you and investigate myself. If we want to get to the bottom of this incident, we need an independent investigative body. And let nobody get us wrong. We are not trying to find fault. We are not trying to find blames. We are only seeking to ensure that a sensitive aspect of our national life is very well protected. Minister Nane Numuto, I think of normal security plans in place. Let them touch you. So explosives can land in the wrong hands. Minister Nana Numuto in 2017, explosive could land in the wrong hands. It clearly the company is doing something wrong, and this sad as a case provides us an opportunity to zone in on that company's operation and also to zone in on how efficient the regulator himself has been on these people. We should not let this thing lie. And that's how actually that we have no be. I will raho. I could be to pay. I be touching Flagstaff House, and also I be touching the panty. By that time, I am late. This disaster or this catastrophe is bad enough for us to take things as serious as possible. We must begin to call out the Interior Minister. We must begin to call him out now to speak to the events of yesterday.
Now, not your name. Whether the truck operator and now the opposing vehicle now collision by whether or be a survival.
That's to say, dear, like I've told you, all the information coming in is scanty from eyewitnesses. Let me call it pseudo-official sources. And on, it means maybe also Enfankasa. Now, the Yate will reduce sooner eyewitness name and the driver, or no, he survived because Ugane a survivor. At least that we know, the driver not a survivor. And then you ask another question.
Mm.
There was another question with this.
I say yes, a motorcyclist. Yeah,
And
do we even know
the
whether or not?
truck that is bearing explosives now, their speed limit should not be more than 60 kilometers per hour. You know, speed burn and truck driving all tricycle, it means a crossover at 60 kilometers per hour. I mean, I drive. Maybe if you can't hazard what 60 kilometers is, hit the road, put yourself in a big car, and then drive 60 kilometers and watch your car say, at 60 kilometers per hour. How are you going to collide with the tricycle? Unless the tricycle rider is not looking. If you collide with you, the damage should not lead to Sanyemeng. Because the regulation, if it's a purpose-built vehicle, so share airline no and you design a vehicle no fan. It's at 60 kilometers per hour colliding with Abubuya. You should not be sparking this level of fire. So we also want to know whether the items are.
But do we even know for sure?
Purpose-built vehicle.
Do we even know for sure? Say when Abubuya o, when it's a Prajia o, when it's a Ukado, and Ishia to the extent to say. Communication from Chirano does not even talk about that, except to say collision and explosion.
Chirano communication, it was a PR gesture. In terms of in fact seriousness behind to so. I mean, communication without deeds was such a serious matter. It had no serious information there. I don't want to speak to it at all. They were just telling their stakeholders and their shareholders, say, look, our facility is intact, so don't get worried. But they only decided to just hint on this explosion. That's all they did.
Oh, so what can be you? The GRD, the Free Mining Services Group, no honum, and now no 140 kilometers away, and an explosion number. It is shareholders, and any other also quickly or assure almost say, oh, and you ha into my facility, it's intact. Meanwhile, no, public safety in all, no, the handling, yeah, na uhunu ni saying, if we say, as a me see, now I was say police, scramble, woman crop I was say Nadmo, scramble, woman and crop now police, for instance, I thought say it would be picker, so be free Kumasi, and scramble over 60 personnel from Kumasi. Quickly, Eddie Womo Echo Honoma, almost taking charge, Echo protecting a year remainder persons, any property kakra akano. But how do we handle public safety and its attendant hazards?
To a large extent, I mean, if I should score as a country, my mind below average. There are times that moment to meet you on winning, but at times and also, and I'll give them below average. Okay, I will tell you, I'm out for board on PIM and 90, and then the incident and rack. Even when fire service was there, I don't know when the police arrived. Krubia. In 1 month for a inquisity. America, UK, baby, I'm out for inquisity. The BBC, you better say the Ben, the better Ben on the area. And the only thing the West, is the quick response time of state emergency agencies. The police, it me do one term, now our cardiac, to say public address system. Yeah, megaphone. Now our can't be to say what do you call that? Calling tape, warning tape, and now calling tape by the recording area. They are able to keep the people at a safe distance safe bay. Because if police is arriving on site, there will be a friend. And yes, our friend police say, "Yeah, she no care, but fire say, yeah, she cry." And so no be do all day, obe bano, obe bisa, a day say, then boom, those things. So they know how to approach it. And they say, "Puna, your driver, yeah, we don't know the training they give to them. Ebia, an investigation will reveal it, whether he was the one who first called law enforcement or fire service or ambulance or whatever, and what time he called them and what time they arrived on the scene." But say, "Visa is na ukane dere na ujana katama for some munjani or munjani. Me se mijinawa ebia knowing what I know no mejani. But mijinawa as ordinary person minjani say jacket and say
More especially when we are told, say, or dismount, or dismantle, kamunyane no. 10 minutes later, and sana explosion by. So in 10 minutes, if we have all heeded that, nka yebenya advantage be.
Don't give any advantage. You will get massive advantage. That is if the company training was good. And I'm not saying this because I know, but we are as a safety, we learn from Sanyeme. The issue, baby, we are told that when you don't shout emergency, evacuate. You tell the people fire, evacuate, then they evacuate. Don't say emergency, emergency, and then emergency. It's like saying, "Baby, boo, bien, Boy, I point and I cram and I jata. Nemosoka said, Jata be boo, Jata, won't so be Americano, Jata America. Oka said, Crama neba, Americano, or Sanya Yetu. Oka said, "Be appointing neba, Americano, or Sanya Yetu." So, what training was provided these guys in the event of such emergencies? How do they communicate with the public? And then, someone at the end of the investigation, we will know and we will apply it to improve on some of these circumstances. But the ability has succeeded in getting the public off accident scenes, emergency scenes, potential crime scenes. Education alone will not do it. Quick response time by the state emergency agencies will give us a quicker results. The police be do hunt them, ambulance be do hunt them, fire be do hunt them. You bet me I'm a man for a committee. Because ADAKABRI, let's face it, emergency now rising. Ubiane na junior what they call. Opese okoye se mwebu wo a obetimi di aboa. Obu wo ha na onse wo apai mekoye se bibi wo ha menya di abefia. Obi su wo ha akwakobo na enu akohoma. Na mpia nkoye na se ade a esi no eye crime, eye terror attack na uko 1991 na echine bi. Uni atwa be shem se yehu YD card wo nti ye terrorist no oni betina wudin enu mfoni eda picture so ye terrorist ubeko ho na afina ukoyiwa no menka ho no what that sells be 3 months. And we must understand that countries will always move towards terror attack. And then they are prized themselves and yet terror attack. Nafi Yaba, it was just an accident. Now the time I say terror attack, now one year now Mutima. So people must also learn that if we have no business there, we don't get closer to it. But if the state agencies don't arrive on time, people will always go there. And there were people, ordinary residents, who were removing people from rubble. See, you can't fault these people. When emergency has not arrived and they are there, you can't fault them. I've seen fires that people are helping fetch water and sand because the first responder, the state agency fire service, has not arrived. And we need them to be swift in their response to distress calls. We will be able to get the public to stay at bay.
Asking the public to stay away would require police would cordon off, and then the fire services would come around, and then the emergency medical technicians would eventually evacuate one more injured any fatalities, deal with. If baby asemi esi say the nearest police division, Takwa division, and beyond Takwa division, no, when your regional command, second D police, Ashanti Regional Police Command appear even closer than the Central Regional Police Command, but the police had to marshal in a lot of men and women to go in there. So effort to no cross within hours, the police could get their men and women onto the scene to secure. No, is this something we could commend them?
ADAKABRI, if we commend any state agencies, na many woman the state has a responsibility to cover every length and breadth of this country. The act that set up the police service, the act that set up the National Disaster Management Organization, the act that set up the Ghana National Fire Service, gives them the freedom to recruit even volunteers at the community level. Volunteers who are not on pay, let's train them and let them be there as reserve.
And I say ex-soldiers, ex-policemen, in every community, no, nanka wunya retired persons be omo no more. They come on the reserve list.
These three institutions, you can recruit police officers within the community. But they will be there as more like a reserve, more like a will fall on you. It's a BBC here. Just a phone call, a text message, you blast to those people, say, hey, that is a BBC, so uniform and I'm cordon off area. Before you arrive, as to why close to 60 years, over 60 years, it may trigger volunteer aspects of these emergency response agencies, So beats my mind. So we can't hold brief for them that they are 120 kilometers away. So what? You can find a running him say, if it's me by the side, into your mom who find someone kind of recruitment. And no crab bomb. The Dutch and Ban Samusan Penny Pakra, meaning send me a volunteer for the police service. Potema Mewa. Now, that it is a police recruitment. Me that, made the application to my we're a volunteer, not active. And no crime, mammy leverage. I brought a Jumana my yet dying, Tiami cry, Nami yet. It is a quite basse, your pen conform, we want to pick you first. And ADAKABRI, who says that volunteer program will not work in Ghana? Fire service, they have that. NADMO, they have that. We don't need to wait for regional headquarters to arrive on the scene before the work will be done. It's just an ID card. It's just a jacket that you wear. And Ghanaians will allow you, to give you the room to do what you are being called to do. If we fail on this, we cannot give or hold brief for any institution or state.
Nana Akwada, public safety, yet was say say one year can say we have a final question. If Vice President have visited a scene home and or share a black smoke, signifying say Tuntumuno and whatever. But the president. But then, Martin, and I, you, I mean, Shroud, so. Nana Yawakwada, a Bureau of Public Safety, and or no, a warm a director. Na, Mary, penny if we do baby, listen to this. Now, Diana, we're going to find home. Listen to it. Now,
the worst of it is, so the Prime Minister,
British Prime Minister, where you can't come in. British Prime Minister, listen to this. Now, what do you make of it?
That he was at a social event. That's the excuse, isn't it? Come off it. I mean, how stupid does the Prime Minister think the British people are? So the Prime Minister didn't spot that he was at a social event. That's the excuse, isn't it? So the Prime Minister didn't spot that he was at a social event. That's the excuse, isn't it? Come off it. I mean, how stupid does the Prime Minister think the British people... So... The Prime Minister didn't spot that he was at a social event. That's the excuse, isn't it? Come off it. I mean, how stupid does the Prime Minister think the British people are? The worst of it is, he's already managed to completely destroy Allegra Stratton's career. He's tarnished the reputation of Lord Geit. And now he's making fools of every single MP who cheered him earlier. Every single one who goes out on the radio and television to defend this shower of shenanigans.
After months of deceit and deception, the pathetic spectacle of a man who's run out of road. His defence that he didn't realise he was at a party. It is so ridiculous that it's actually offensive to the British public. Mr. Speaker, when the Prime Minister's former Health Secretary broke the rules, he resigned. And the Prime Minister said he was right to do so. When the Prime Minister's spokesperson laughed about the rules being broken, she resigned. And the Prime Minister accepted that resignation. Why does the Prime Minister still think that the rules don't apply to him?
The public overwhelmingly think that the Prime Minister should resign. Trust has been lost, and the public will not forgive or forget. If the Prime Minister has no sense of shame, then the Tory backbenchers must act to remove him. They know the damage is done. This weak and contentious Prime Minister can no longer limp on. The message from the public is clear. Remove this unfit Prime Minister from office and do it now.
Mr. Speaker, we've all had Prime Ministers that we disagreed with or we didn't rate, but there's never been one that debased the office in the way that this. He's now forced to lie down in the back of his car to keep away from photographers.
He's not apologised, Mr. Speaker, for breaking the rules and breaking the law. He's sorry because he's been caught. He is bang to rights. So when my constituents were making unimaginable decisions, he was hosting a boozy party in Downing Street.
is a British Prime Minister and House of Commons, Parliament. What you hope you in the Queen and Nimsa and Mother Romo into your leaders, you bet me a crew when him say be after your wedding. British Prime Minister not you in the Queen and Nimsa. Your leaders, you bet me a crew when him say be.
So the Prime Minister didn't spot that he was at a social event. That's the excuse, isn't it? Come off it. I mean, how stupid does the Prime Minister think the British people are? The worst of it is, he's already managed to completely destroy Allegra Stratton's career. He's tarnished the reputation of Lord Geit. And now he's making fools of every single MP who cheered him earlier. Every single one who goes out on the radio and television to defend this shower of shenanigans.
After months of deceit and deception, the pathetic spectacle of a man who's run out of road. His defence that he didn't realise he was at a party. It is so ridiculous that it's actually offensive to the British public. Mr. Speaker, when the Prime Minister's former Health Secretary broke the rules, he resigned. Yes. And the Prime Minister said he was right to do so. When the Prime Minister's spokesperson laughed about the rules being broken, she resigned. And the Prime Minister accepted that resignation. Why does the Prime Minister still think that the rules don't apply to him?
The public overwhelmingly think that the Prime Minister should resign. Trust has been lost and the public will not forgive or forget. If the Prime Minister has no sense of shame, then the Tory backbenchers must act to remove him. They know the damage is done. This weak and contentious Prime Minister can no longer limp on. The message from the public is clear. Remove this unfit Prime Minister from office and do it now.
Mr. Speaker, we've all had Prime Ministers that we disagreed with or we didn't rate, but there's never been one that debased the office in the way that this. He's now forced to lie down in the back of his car to keep away from photographers.
He's not apologised, Mr. Speaker, for breaking the rules and breaking the law. He's sorry because he's been caught. He is bang to rights. So when my constituents were making unimaginable decisions, he was hosting a boozy party in Downing Street.
Woodie or ha extra punk no needs FM.
Say Enshrankwa Enshran na yehwehwe se bebe yakwam na abompa yeda nyina se rade beshira ye no ayi afri esan mu na ehwote quick messages and then you be phone line so na yetime di nkomo kakra. Good afternoon, ADAKABRI. The Bogosu disaster is sad. But God knows so any family will give story to all. And we'll say, Ochiache, my Joe, Chief, okay, Adams, he was say, if only our train system was working properly, this incident could have been avoided. Roger from Texas in the US. I know, or the buy. I say, President Nana Akufo-Addo and his able Vice President Dr. Baumia will surely fulfill all the promises to Ghanaians. And Abile Nungwa or de Ebaye. Inshaba Nelka, Ashaman, and or the free Ebaye. Because yesterday was a bad day for this nation and the good people of Apiache near Bogosu area. And now my condolences to the good, to all gone souls and those who are receiving treatment. And Anelka Inshaba or the Baye. I say, well, if I kindly find out for me whether the Dakosia Kwendu, Coventry, Amalusi, inside Camberwell, Prince Okra, Sandra Okra, and KO FIE in Queensbury. Akosia Sewa champion inside Cancer Rice, Fabna Meni in Enfield, Augustina Baden, Rama in Orchard Road, Mami Ama and Amanda Apia in Canning Town, Nana Sly, I say Nana Sly, and so our Walthams too, Patrick Osajifo inside Milton Keynes, and on so no, for the buy. ADAKABRI may the departed souls of the Apiati explosion victims rest in perfect peace. Very heartbreaking news indeed. A gloomy Thursday for the entire nation. And Master P, or this soon a general UK. Kwame Ado, and so now, or they buying. Oh, Ghana, are we safe? Day for time, stadium disaster, late Malcolm disaster. ADM June 3, Nana Kufuado, a Piety explosion. So are we safe as a country? Or we under some sacrifice? Kwame Adofo, or the way say so, or they buy. I say good afternoon, ADAKABRI. Today is Black Friday and very sad day for the whole Ghanaian. My condolences to the people of Bugosu who have survived in such deadly accident. May Almighty God receive the innocent souls in His bosom. Wisdom, Tema, and or the free or the buy. Was it good after ADAKABRI? Wafake no plan station, and now we say my condolences to those who are affected at Bugoso, Apieti, and King Ayonde Amasamai. I say good afternoon to your panelists and all listeners. The fact of the matter, in my view, with regards to this explosive transportation, is a matter of serious concern. The due safety and precautionary measures required for transporting it have been compromised ostensibly to reduce costs. This is where I perfectly agree with the mining engineer you just interviewed, that some people in authority shirk their responsibilities simply to satisfy their bellies. And then also, good afternoon. Please, so also so the here and also so the buy. Master P. I say thank you so much, ADAKABRI. Most grateful uncle, and or the buy. Right, get your final interview if it's possible now. Okay. Or may we leave it for Echina BMC 1 bar? No, yeah, and I say Friday I said Friday. We are talking about Monday. Yeah, we say we can stick in. By that time, maybe a more official information. Now, you tell me about. You me phone line no. Na safety, health and safety. Yet you see kura. And they focus on occupational health. UST. And you call them graduate studies in occupational health. UST. I bet you 14,000 cities. Health and safety. I bet you 14,000 cities. But that man, will we have been here? Juma there. And then it is a Nana Yasafu. And Nana may be 14,000 UST. Health and safety and occupational events health. One MSc 1 year and 1 year masters no na uba na wasa betre fia mama me no papa sa to aduane amodi se se say o nye on say ase nye banche na ye koto any body na ye problem o ache say dwuma ne ye say ye be no ane abe wo no so no say entine sika kese ye chichi say ye dey koye masters program ne ade ubusa ho say o ye wia oba obenya dwuma ye Mimicria 0302 243540. Because I know Busan say, the can I get no pano. And 1 day you could say 0302 243540. 0302 243540. And that's 0302 257902. 0302 257902. Now, in T one so no. Yes, a Western region, and some are Brubushi, do you remember? Good afternoon. I'm but your first saying.
Champion, Hussein Adams, and the Flea.
Asama, Yankopon, so already me message in about Kabibi Kata. Obani, Mamma Tia Samaju, or deputy communicating officer, Asama Fonkaino. I mean, tell Nabu Joshua Midu Akamba. If Biango to Asama, if the Donna friend Mr. Felix, but you will be on a Yamia Studio. Upon the estimate, the Queen Yankoponi, a Yahometism Papa. And I now make an message, the baby Bian Yankopon, only limited what to say. People be a Yankopon boy about Yasimuno. What both ya did will be a debut. Did any idea of you on Yankopon born a while time a time you have a vessel, but I send you on my bone by Yankopon it's your best reunion matter, or Makota or how we know. Yankopon, one from one in some of your Libya, the one Cabiano. Yes, Yankopon, and Moamo. Now, on Mampani, Yamsenra, on Mampani Kasai, Kasana or Kasani, Sibiano, on Mampani, before, never Mampani. I dare so I say, SS is your present, the BDLCA. I just want to be the whole Ghana, the BBC by you, Betty Macaw. Yes, you are voter reading on Mampani, while Mohua, the BBC or Babina Sobonwa, they are not where I say. I said, mine who do be trade. It's one rest at me, but one way, let's make it to be by the man. Let's 2024 be around one Papa Palia, Baba.
0302 243540. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO ADAKABRI FRIMPONG. That's a baby Mawaha.
Ya Joe baby, I'm free beer.
You don't see a baby. I Dr. Newman, the Macomity supermarket, and I'm working in Yama. The better go. You. But sure, Miss Shia, Nabo, and I could do some machine, incoming president. It will be opening a show. And what my power here. Maybe I say the Perica, you know, Potamana Fed, which is what we go. And I ever see a missing. The one I would done, I meant here. A burning year. Then old time we never want to also make me die on ya. I mean, shy lawyer, Judge Petty, and so hotel. Yeah, yes, you know. You can say, and yeah, now, you didn't go. It's I say, you are no a bush for a dump for, and I won't have your one to say. Would you buy it if you won't call a beer? Emma at the end of the afternoon. I will put a few bottles are different. No one should be over that green home. Now we are got to know I are a wholesale. If you are second pedal, I'm pretty far from this form. No more much you calling in our floor because then I see a firm manager. One of my jet do not just card you see a boomer call. No said that to gentlemen who know go for better. Like a paper compensate you or now or down. No one has a Tito Burimu. I sit down. One moment now we pure a Sabiano. Or maybe pure fresh. Because the man of better may do more man. And so man managed more manuma. No money down buying. I will go we ask no or my I find my chicken and judges for mano. Yes, we are my dear Duma. I want to tell my first ticket. Yes, I should come for. Now some idea will say. Yes, so my Panuni or my Panini and chief for a chief justice room. Also managed one more copy of and then say, yeah, or will prepare the moment. I'll buy us a beer.
Okay. 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Patrick Frost saying.
I'm from Gaskia. The Doham answer Pavimco.
Gaskia the cool.
It was someone you.
Need you.
What do ma? You, Ava. Let me some get my family about on my Ghana. And then walk as a pa. Now, yeah, there should be a sea war. Bogozuna. Our will be. Now, Yampen for I say, almost pass him slash him. Obi Amusimoto, ye black or cry and first I left Bramoto movie moto. Oh, my Ghana. And still, it's only a Jumano. Only Momo Kashi. Say, Aboyano, so we're doing anything as well back. We need it, yeah, no back. Chair, I think I say, Faba. Obi air con by you. I'll cross on my say, as the Debbie Cemetery, but don't worry, look at from one plastic green. Over. That is something we are Shanta. I don't see me idea. Don't bet me, I'm a motor on my party. I can walk before what it's wrong. Put your fancy down the court there, 2 and a boca, and they are 500, and I said, and they are 1,000 crowd. This time no do be. You don't say pa na say dem from for na the police ni kwa no afro no tezo. Le be no matumi abra ma na yi. E do fa. E be be sia no bia ba. Nambo Sunday eh me birthday e fe no Annabelle. Ishian kan pa amdasi.
Ami. 0302243540. Good afternoon.
Wofa ADAKABRI. Ewie nyame afunje enkan.
Ami asumdwe nkan ba bia butu obia.
Wofa we wa wofa se nana amu akuna ekase. Mesra ni bie kwanso. Wona wo akra. Pacho nia no wofa maji nyina yewura alantramanten. Pacho ne ho tsen.
Onam so eno onde reja ba bia ye ka nna no di akire.
Ye do ba dia se. Nia kan je yewura alantramanten se. Dinu suma wasum MPP party 2007 yako promise na aka funa brona te yako run off o se ne party don't ewe akufuado enko emeyo akufuado ka jan se ampa what tre onua don ampa me ye penti mi fiwo a una oba nti MPP grassroots any delegate ye we fi sa sem nti emeno so a ye be mana wabutu franka ama MPP ni wadi gro de beki 8 ama wabeye omampani awo men ama wadi wan fatna wa shase ama enam ne ntaso emebu bi anya adwuma ye awo antamamu no wa sa be twafo ama gana abeka behwe nti onkra fo man tuyem na minchia me mama di na eye fompa hema awo Germany Kumasi market also of a branch woman organized our Germany so Germany for monkan mama na su our Germany and Ghana ina and me anu ga Canada mo aso me boda ba fun eduma fun oye any o maya o ti diska di mo maya bo man obra papa
okay 0302257902. Good afternoon. Hello. Pachi Frost and Panini.
If I'm a Pierre Bruby.
Hey, when am I Pierre Bruby?
One no.
Yeah.
Open the summer, I see the area ho. Oh, sisters, the government come at time. No. Him back tracks only near a quarter crowd harbor. About an arduous 8 o'clock. No more packet free. So I'm run about how could see run about how carry could be about 10 years. Na ninyina tu na dispatch that is die ni mu na kira ko pu jo ko do takrade arena we ko mu kono yenya obi a obedi animu ni akire won say gas explode wo nkra ni kuma say asukwa ni he no yes e bono onum a me discharge gas and am be so a ma fire service for emra ho. The course so Atomic Junction, no. Make in an air. Bob da Hua, Cabasa, and a second board no Pajarisan on a block. When you answer, take a fire service in Ohanga, just we, a be a fiano, no police in answer dispatch of the BA near Nimono, Omufa, Emra Quaso, now and yet from Papa so. Yeah, that's the moment you know.
Right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ofa. Na pom to say.
Yamiad me hoye.
Ofa, I offer shall and cash.
Hey, me ntie we.
Ofa, na madie nyina Ghana nyina kwajo. Alan kwajo chairman chief papa ho yete.
Ai, ene de onu agina ho no mu bi na ye hwehwe car no. This ya style for silver star for ehwehwe Peugeot ewa ha. Wakwa gina ho na wo mo hwehwe exhaust no mo fanhye ha door no mo fanhye ha ahwehwe no mo fanhye ha
Juma ura no ogwa juma pa intimaka kire mi nuanom MPP for delegate emra ne so a won de la papa we ye juma so a bo oman Ghana ma mfidi juma pega no e wo man mu a Ghana be ya ni mfidi juma so e mabunu be nya juma ya na gina one district one factory enti yawa kwajo chamanten chief and now was statio into your 12 baman no be your man penny dia and dumano ebe buswama unemployment ya ati se ama edinum nya aduma nya obia benya aduma ye na na bi so mi se na mi nhya de ma no papa na fa asema si watakwa no ara ko asefem na mesra company no se empatasika bia wom abanya na sadia ni omoso ni omoso sadia na eniama bia ohia se adofo ani anuanom a omo kan ya ni omo mafiri mu no yebetimi bia kra ko omo achi no yatimi aboa ama mpunto ani nkoso akoso wo ho ade amomo na yahwe atro omo se sabio abobo ya afo ni plagi afo no yanhwe na se ya ka bi yeba mo mafaso a yanfa kwani yanfa omo mfaso se ne be ya omo nam kwamu omo di trust drivers bebre ko ani teti akwa fanka me de ta akwa bo motor rider bi ara ko papa nti tado omo ride motor no enye nti asro omo ride motor na omo nya abotre na mencha anabo alaji tadi Boniface bisenya mi shade man fa ni dase oni na mi nyaduma
yes you do say papa right finally yenti your horn. Good afternoon
Krobia Santi Kotoko
Katachie
Teti Asante no kuma pemwa pembeba
nebonsini
sadi akire
miemtie we
mema piao kisini Asante dishie onyame oso asundie na nkan wo
ami mientie
jasha sensechi yadie nyina ti ye kwadwo ntono ne gina kwa oyabofunu ye adwuma no
wani abrofu ye adwuma ya shed hard hat na ya she no ye fe ne sen reflector and was a mo fe exhaust ne sha atai we say we nkwani
ya papa we kura onyame bon sei e fa no fire ye no ordinary fire
odi fie pre
ye kwadwo sasa me nuka se kwani so kwa tata me ntani force approve every standing point ma kwadwo no na so biblia o my Ghana
wase obebia no na obebia no awose ye ne tentem ti wakase wo gya mo nko aso mo nya ebeche nti wo so no kwoboa wo mo nti sune na chese ye cheche eye new Peugeot a chese Silver Star 4 na eye no na ye hyehyɛ na ya bebia no enti chese ani abenti we no toso enum a car companies a chese enum ye no Ghana hanom eno no na wo frɛ ne sɛ wo se frɛ no Anchor Industries. Come on, me
Anchor Industries.
Aha. Never meet you.
Anchor Industries. Yeah, kwa dobe kume. Anyway, na biso mi. Na we say wa uni abema. I for someekufonso. Ni ya consider.
Oh. Ade je menya na me friend na prof dem ade nyina no no.
Ah, bo mo de na friend no. Crop ya na we interview American ni no me ne ya adwene. Anka de ya eye na nka motimi Ascolto. Yes, police na say we di animu a ni because we say dey no ko dey wo. Eni ko sem ja won nko ama no ni ko. So yo. Yes, you emu oja. Ne ko kesim na ka we si ya ko bia. Say ye kan say. Na mu a omade hye ekono. Onyankopon fo mo kra nsie. Ene ma hu so man panin ni panifo former vice president in Penifo, I call me Duka Dia. Na Obi Kaye no, yen hwekwa be fa so a yetimi asiesie na sa company no afenso se sa ka mumum tim ka na bi ba bia mu a ye mo prosifo eni wo manim mo se kodie wo na e ba no ade a edi ewo hweka yi mu na nko awutim na Ghana for the survey me panin so me person breaking news no ya bibi sia mo yento ibo na nkodie wo nko a ewiase e wo dia obi ha judgment de meko obi ha utu dem obi wo so afuom edua na bogu edinako eponyam ko fa so edbe ma obi akọ de me se we de yakofofo omo bai ne kuro no omo koma to yem na mi wo gidie se ekundie be yem ni omo enu na dia odi shaba na ebo nsu Santo Minister mention na education minister kasa education minister say ne dwumadi a wo die o ya die na on media for no on just come on no mo chechire mu on ko ntimi nye e dwa ne sa me da se
right. Emfa seda emfa ema panyin kwadwo dame ado the olidi production no me offer asema Jeros Ajima Boni Chidom na abena Freeman so technical production ore na ya asafo na ekwe free almost so ebebe boaye ema ni nyina no engineering force so muma facilities so eboy Chidom eframi ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma sabre we fie na ye kro na fie na ye kro no ye de re e de ehye Olakoku Michael so de be ko fie na o de yakọ jo